Good afternoon. It is Friday, December 8th, 3:30 p.m. Market's having half an hour to close. I think it's TGIF Friday because this has just been a brutal week for gold investors. Took it on the chin this week. So there's just no rest for the weary. Gold prices weakened following upbeat U.S. jobs report. Gold prices are lower. What else is new? And hit a new 4-month low in early U.S. trading Friday following an upbeat U.S. jobs report that was just released. November U.S. employment report from the Labor Department showed a rise in the key non-farm payrolls number of 228,000. They were expecting 195. It was in line and better than ADP. So this pretty much seals the deal as far as rate hikes. This FOMC meeting pretty much locked in 100%. They're just going to raise rates next week. I want to talk about something, people. It's important, and that's a listener. He wrote in, and gold as insurance. And I've been debating, arguing, that might be too strong of a word, with people regarding this topic for quite some time now. I think it's important. I don't believe gold is insurance. Insurance against what? I have to ask. Economic apocalypse? Armageddon? So insurance against what? I bought gold as simply a play that it would appreciate. I didn't buy it as insurance. I just didn't. I never thought of it as insurance. I never treated it as insurance. And I think these last 4 or 5 years have, beyond any shadow of a doubt, unequivocally confirmed that gold doesn't always act like insurance. Insurance is something you don't ever want to use. So I don't buy it. Now, if you want to have some portion of your portfolio allocated to gold, because it might be negatively correlated with other assets like stocks or the dollar, that's fine. That's fine. You know, you're using it as a hedge, okay? But you have to be willing to accept the fact that it might be dead money for years that you'll never get to use. If you're okay with that, that's fine. This is not to dissuade anyone from buying gold. As you know, I'm all in with gold. I have been, okay? And I said it before, I'll go down with the ship. The ship already sunk, okay? It's floating to the bottom of the ocean, and that's just how it is. It is what it is, okay? I bought it in 99. I rode it all the way up to 2011, and now I'm riding it all the way back down, okay? What's that song? I've looked at life from both sides now. I've looked at gold from both sides now. And in my mind, I am persuaded more than ever, gold is not insurance. We've had so many crises over these years, right? Greece, right? Venezuela, Brexit. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And gold has not responded. It's not gone up. So what rockets being fired off right now by North Korea? It goes on and on. So I just don't buy it. I'm simply in it as a play of that it will, at this point, go up again. And whether it does, that remains to be seen. All right? And there are still people out here, this is their cash cow. This is what they're going to sell you. Okay? Hyperinflation. Dollar is crashing. I want to say this again. I mentioned it yesterday. That caller, he called up that Joe Battaglia American Advisor radio station, and he said the same thing that happened to me in real estate, you watch, it's going to happen to you in gold. Now at the time, okay, you kind of get to know the people. And we were all jubilant. We were all celebrating. We were all hysterical as gold was going up and up and up and up. Nobody was like, it's okay, I just bought it for insurance. I don't want to hear, see, it's a myth and it's nonsense. They were dancing in their living rooms. They weren't like, well, it doesn't matter, I only have it for insurance. But now that it's gone down, now they have to rationalize it by saying, well, it was only for insurance. No, I don't want to hear that. I don't accept that. I don't accept that. I won't. I say this only for the person out there to just get another perspective. All right? That your expectations might be, don't have an expectation like, well, if stocks go down, that means gold is going to go up. It doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. Can it? Of course it can. But it doesn't have to. I've seen too much over these 18 years. I've seen it all. You don't know what to expect anymore. Trading is next to impossible. So, just keep that in mind. Just keep it in mind. You want to have a portion of your portfolio because, it might be negatively correlated against other things. And, if you lose here, maybe you'll gain there. Fine. It's possible. It's not guaranteed, people. Just go in knowing what you're in for. Go in with your eyes open. All right? That's all I would recommend. Don't let these carnival barkers, okay, sell you some pig in a poke that, well, it's going to be insurance when the dollar goes down and this and that. But they don't know anything, okay, these so-called experts. Over the years, you might have sensed this too. The Wall Street types, the CNBC crowd, they kind of disparage gold people, okay? They kind of look down on them like they're unsophisticated, all right? Now I'll take that moniker. So be it. If I'm unsophisticated because I'm a gold person, all right? And that's the attitude. But I want to say this. In some sense, they're right. Because a lot of people got into gold. They didn't understand it. They saw prices were going up. Okay? They heard the commercials on TV. Right? They were bombarded with this. They were desperate. And they were greedy. And they got into an asset that they really didn't understand. See, when I got in 1999, I didn't understand. I didn't know anything about it. But I learned as I went along. And fortunately, it was going up slowly as I was learning. I know more now than I did then. And I'm losing more now than I did then. So what does that tell you? So these people got in. They bought it hook, line, and sinker. And they were buying it at 15, 16, 17, 18, 1900. And they got slaughtered, these people. All right? And now, there's many parallels to what I saw in gold with what's happening now with Bitcoin. Okay? You look at a chart. That's silver. Straight up, parabolic move, and then there's the crash. That don't look like insurance to me. I mean, if you bought it for insurance and now you got to cash it in today for whatever reason, you're not going to be happy, I don't think. All right? If you bought it at 50, because, hey, the world's ending, I need insurance, well, now you're getting 15. There's gold. Parabolic move. and the crash. And here's Bitcoin. I mean, look at that. That's according to Coinbase. Year-to-date chart. That thing is gone straight up. Do you see any difference there? I don't. I don't see any difference. Because at the end of the day, this is still just a market. This is not some new paradigm shift and this Bitcoin is going to rule the world. Okay? It's a market at the end of the day. And it will behave like a market behaves. All right? So I see right now the same thing that I saw in gold towards the end. Right? People have no clue what it is. They're rushing in. Okay? They're desperate because no matter what they want to tell you on CNBC with these record high stock markets, a lot of people are still hurting. And these job numbers that are supposedly gangbusters, meanwhile wage growth is stagnant and going down and it's not keeping up. And what type of jobs these are, I don't know. So there's definitely this disconnect. And you still have a lot of people in this economy that are hurting. And they're desperate. And this is their chance, Bitcoin. And they're opening up 300,000 accounts, right? Like a day, okay? And you're seeing all carnival barkers out there. How to get rich in Bitcoin, all right? It's the same thing with gold. I see it as clear as, the nose on my face. I just see it. And I'm going to say this. My favorite movie is The Big Short, right? One of my favorite movies because it's so real. You learn so much from that, right? And at the beginning of the movie, what does he say? I wrote it down. I got to start writing things down. He says boring banking became America's #1 industry, right? Boring banking, right? And then 30 years later, in 2008, it all came crashing down because MBS, right? Mortgage-backed securities, they mutated into some type of monster, right? None of the leaders, the experts, the talking heads had a clue it was coming, right? You got to soundbite so you don't sound dumb. Right? But there were some that saw it coming. While the whole world was having a big old party, just like now with Bitcoin. Everybody's got money in their pocket for Christmas gifts, right? Where do I sign up? Easy money. The whole world is having a big Bitcoin party right now. All right? Just like gold back then. People were desperate back then too. The dollar was going down. The economy was falling apart. And they turned to gold, right? They were desperate. But they didn't know what they were getting in for. And they lost. They cleared the table, these sharks. They do it all the time. They want every chip. While the whole world was having a big old party, a few outsiders and weirdos saw what no one else could. The outsiders saw the giant lie at the heart of the economy. Nothing has changed. And they saw it by doing something the rest of the suckers never thought to do. They looked. Look, people. Look. Look. There's the silver bubble. There's the gold bubble. There's the Bitcoin bubble. Okay? All you got to do is look. They start these futures, CME and the CBOE, going to have Bitcoin futures now. This is going to be like the Wild West. So, I'm going to put this to you. Is this the next big short? Is Bitcoin the next big short? I think it is, people. I really think it is. Because you can make a whole lot more money on the way down in a lot quicker time than you can make on the way up. So you have desperate people, greedy people, unsophisticated people, right? And they're rushing in to something they have no idea what it is. They never even heard of a Bitcoin a few months ago. They're opening up accounts, 300,000 accounts, right? A day. I mean, People are getting, Coinbase is exploding, right? You got people on CNBC, they love it. They're like positively giddy over Bitcoin, everybody's favorite new toy. All right? I think it's the big short, okay? And I'm not saying just yet, but if this thing goes higher, 20, 25,000, I think that people are going to be in a world of pain, a world of pain. So I see the parallels. I'll go down with the ship with gold. I made it clear in my mind until we take out 1340. You know that's my key level. We have to take out and hold 1340. Then I'll say this is a bull market. Until then, and we're miles away from that, I ain't buying it. Just watch your expectations. You bought gold at 1,000, bravo. You're doing well. You made some money. Could it go down? Fine, it could. You know what I'm saying? So just be careful out there, people. These waters are getting really white. Really white. That's about it. Stocks are in the green. Those yield spreads. The 5 and the 10 came in a little. The shorter than that kind of widened again. So just a non-event today as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, beautiful day out there. Again, a bit nippy, but still gorgeous. Get out if you can. Enjoy your weekend. Let's pick this up, Lord willing, on Monday. And it's going to be interesting come Monday. It's going to be really interesting. Batten down the hatches. Anyway, that's it for now. Ciao, people.